Welcome to Beyond the Scale, the show where everyday heroes share their stories on how they turn their lives around for the healthier. I'm Coach Brittany, and today's guest is Dora Rodriguez. She'll share how boot camp built her confidence and helped her balance her home and work life. Hope you enjoy. Welcome, Dora Rodriguez. I'm so excited to have you on the show today. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm happy to hear that. Yeah. I know you have recently gone through a big transformation, and I'm really excited to learn about that and hear about your journey of how you got there and, how your life is now.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. It's really an honor to be here with you and with everyone. So yeah, where do I start?
So let's start. First off, what do you currently do?
So currently, in terms of my profession, I'm a physician and I'm an anesthesiologist. So that's what I specialized in. I've been practicing I graduated residency in 2012.
Okay.
So I've been practicing for 6 years, and I've been super excited about that, finally being able to be on my own and help patients with their pain and directly have an impact in their healthcare.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I imagine that's what type of schedule do you work? That's got to be crazy.
So I'm a morning person. So I wake up at 4 a.m. Every morning, and I have my routine that I go through in the morning where I practice meditation. And I do some gratitude and visualization, and then I also read some scripture, and then I head out to boot camp at 5 a.m.
Okay.
And then I work out from 5 a.m. till about 5:40, and then I come back, take a quick shower, and head off to the hospital. So I'm usually at work by 6:30 in the morning. And depending on what shift I have that day, I tend to work 10 hours, 12 hours. And when I'm on call, I work 24-hour shift.
Oh, 24 hours. Busy.
So I average, probably with everything that I do, I probably average around 50 to 60 hours a week.
Okay.
Woo! And whenever I can, I pick up my girls. I have a mom, so I have two beautiful little girls. What can I say? They're my girls, or our girls. I have a Lenny who's a 3.5-year-old, and she's spunky and keeps me on my toes. And then I have a 7-year-old, Samantha, who's in first grade, and she's my quieter one. And she's super smart and doing very well with her dual immersion program. We have her learning in Spanish language.
Oh, that's great.
And then I have been married for going on 8 years in May. So I have a very strong rock that I lean on after God. I lean on my husband. So my husband is an engineer. He works full time. But he definitely takes a lot of the load of doing stuff at home. Being very supportive for what I want to do and, my dreams and goals and aspirations. And, and I do the same for him too. So we really are a great match. We're not the same, so it's great. So
nice little balance there.
Yeah, we're very different in terms of, I'm very much like, all right, let's go, let's do this. And he's like, well, let's examine and try to figure out everything. And I love that about him because he keeps me in check. Or, I don't know what I'd be doing at times, but yeah, we work really well together. And I think that's one of the big contributions to a lot of my professional and personal successes. I also have a village that helps me big time. And by village, I mean, I have so many people supporting me in all areas of my life. I trained up in the Bay Area. I trained at Stanford. So I was up in the Bay Area for 10 years. And so I didn't have my family there. I grew up in Anaheim. So my immediate family is in Anaheim still. And so I have my mother. I only have one sister. And they have been so supportive, even though they lived in Southern California and I was up in the Bay Area. I mean, there's nothing that they have not helped me out with. And to this day, my mother and my sister are such important role models and figures for my daughters and myself, actually. And they take care of my girls. When I can't be with them, they're with them. And so that's been a huge factor in me being able to do what I need to do, because I don't have that that guilt. I think every mother has that mommy guilt that we carry, but honestly, like I'm so confident they're being well taken care of, they're being loved. And I wake up with 2 goals every morning. And one of those is, I want to make sure my girls are loved and they feel loved and that they're safe. And so I have those 2 goals down the minute I wake up every morning, because I have that village that I've been able to, first I was blessed with an amazing family, strong work, strong ethic. I'm a daughter of immigrants who came from Mexico with nothing on their backs, absolutely nothing at the age of 15, 16. And they've been able to, in my eyes, accomplish what we call the American dream. I mean, they have, they have a home, 2 homes actually, and they have a beautiful family. I have my sister who's a professional too. She's a teacher, myself, and my mom has her own business. She's a home, she has her own home daycare that she was able to do because she wanted to not leave us when my sister was born, but she still needed to provide income. But she turned that into actual profession that she's been very successful at. And my father, who came over to the States with nothing on his back and 2nd, 3rd grade education, and started as a janitor at the company he currently works at, and now he runs that company.
Oh wow!
So
started from the bottom, worked all the way up.
So I've been very blessed. I have nothing but gratitude for everything that I've been provided for by my God.
It seems like you have a great support system. It seems like your whole family is very giving and service driven, and I absolutely love that. I think all of you guys, are making a huge difference in the world, and we really need that. I know you've always had the support system, but has fitness always been part of your life?
Yeah. So obviously I thought it was a part of my life. I went to high school here in Anaheim, so I played basketball my freshman and sophomore year. So those years I was really active, and in fact I was probably, not taking into account now, I was probably in the best shape of my life during those 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year, playing basketball, and I loved it. But during my sophomore year, I knew that I had decided to become a physician ever since the age of 11.
Okay.
And so I knew what my goals were, and I knew I had to really focus on those goals. And so I decided to stop playing basketball and really hone down on my studies. And so I stopped working out in that respect. I've always incorporated some form of movement in my life. My mother has always cooked, in my opinion, at home. We didn't grow up, with much fast food at all. She always was making home cooked meals. But, given now what I know now, it's definitely, there was room for improvement. And then obviously I fast forward through my years of college. I went to UC Irvine. I was a pre-med major there, just trying to stay ahead, trying to, it was like complete, okay, well, who's going to be weeded out from the pre-med class to make it to apply to medical school? And I was just focused on my goal. And so again, just trying to stay active. I worked out, went to the gyms that were provided for on campus and tried to eat healthy. But, medical school training, college, all that, it's really difficult to find that balance of honestly really taking care of your body and yourself, because you're so dedicated to what you need to do in terms of studying, research, and it doesn't leave that much time to do that. So I was full, I guess you can call it now, full of excuses because I didn't make the time. When I finished medical school and I finished residency, I had my oldest during residency, and I had a C-section with her. And by the time all that was said and done, I definitely wasn't at the weight that I wanted to be. And my husband, actually, prior to him and I even meeting, he had gone through his transformation and he had lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
So when I saw pictures of him before and who I was dating now, I was like, wow, so he was an inspiration to me, and he's maintained it. So that's even more of a testimony
Absolutely.
of his willpower, right? So, but again, after, residency, I thought I tried everything, honestly, what I thought was everything. I mean, we did the workout videos, because my husband's always been more of a home workout type of person, or gym. He used to go to the gym a lot before we had kids.
Okay.
In the morning, he'd work out in the morning. And then once we had children, he started doing his home workouts like P90X and whatnot. And he's stuck to that. So I tried his stuff, and then, I tried the gym, and I tried Weight Watchers, and I would lose 15 and gain 20. And it was just like this yo-yo effect.
Why do you think it didn't work? Why do you think it was a yo-yo?
Honestly, like for me, it just wasn't working, in the sense that I think those programs, first of all, Weight Watchers, I mean, it works beautifully for a lot of people, but it just, for me, it got to a point where it's not sustainable.
Got it.
Like the whole counting points, and it's just, you get tired of doing that, and you feel somewhat deprived. And so it just didn't work for me. And the home workouts, it's difficult to motivate yourself to wake up in the morning, do your own workout on your own. And so I commend my husband greatly, because he does it every single morning. I mean, today he woke up this morning, he does his workout on his own. And so I commend him for that, but it wasn't working for me. And I got frustrated. I got to a point where I was getting depressed. I was having anxiety. I wasn't confident with my clothes. My energy level was, I work a lot.
Yeah.
I have to keep that certain kind of, my state has to just be in this high kind of go. And I was just becoming depleted. I think after all these years of medical school, college, medical school, residency, and then now practicing, 2 kids, trying to be the best wife, trying to be just the best person that I could be, I kind of hit a wall. And I had gained more weight. I had 2 C-sections at this point. My core I didn't feel good. And so I remember one night, 2.5 years ago, it'll be, 3 years on Labor Day, I literally went to my husband. He was in bed. And I went up to him, and I'm like, I'm done. I said, I am so done trying to, all these things that are not working. And he's looking at me, and he's like, what are you talking about?
Where's this going?
And he's like, I'm done, babe. I said, you know what? I want to just go all surgical. I want the tummy tuck. I want lipo. I want it all. And he's looking at me, and he's like, okay. He's like, I know you. He's like, you, when you're hungry for something, you will do whatever it takes to figure it out and get it. And he's like, I'm going to challenge you. He's like, because I think you need someone to seriously challenge you. And he said, I give 1 year. If in 1 year, try something radically different that you've never done before, and I'll support you, and just try it for 1 year. And if in 1 year you're not where you wish to be, we'll do what you wish. And so I'm like looking at him, I'm like,
challenge accepted.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, you're on. And literally the next day, I'm a strong believer, everything happens for a reason. And you may not know the reason right there and then, and you may not know it for a while, but it'll come to light. And literally the next day, I'm on my Facebook, and I see on my feed an ad for Fit Body Bootcamp. Oh. And I'm like, I wonder where this is located, because location's key for me, especially with the hours that I worked. It had to fall into place. And lo and behold, literally 2.5 minutes from my house.
And have you ever seen Fit Body Bootcamp?
No, I had never seen it. I had never seen it. And I drove by this, now where I know where it is, a lot. And so I'm like, they had a feed for signing up for, come try us for 6 weeks.
Okay.
And so I signed up that day. The next day that my husband had challenged me, I signed up. I called, and I set up an appointment to speak with one of the trainers, who now is like, he's amazing. I worked out with him this morning, but his name is John.
Okay.
We call him JSJ. Such a beautiful person. But anyways, and I remember coming in and we sat down and we talked. We talked about what I had tried in the past. What are my goals? What do I want to do? You know, where am I at really? Honestly, like really like, just like my husband had held up that mirror to my face that night, the night before, literally, you know, JSJ was kind of like, you know, where are you at really? And where do you want to go with this? And he was very honest, very transparent, things that I really value in people, you know, honesty, transparency. We talked about it. We set goals. I said, look, I'm tired of feeling this way. I want to lose weight, obviously, but I want to be confident, more confident with myself, you know, and I want to learn how to do that. And I see these pictures, you know, and I'm like, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they're all, you know, not real.
They're all fake.
Well, I think they're like, you know, photoshopped or somehow I'm being honest.
Yeah,
that was my first impression. And he's like, we're going to make you a believer. Right. So,
now real quick, when you were on your way there, did you have any hesitations or doubts about it? Or were you just like,
yeah, you know, I was trying to be very open about it, but obviously given my experience of having tried a lot of things and just not getting the consistent results, I was a little skeptical. I was like, okay, but you know, I needed to try something different, something radically different that I never tried. That was part of the challenge. And so, you know, that's what I tried to come in with a very open mind. And I'm glad I did, because I think when you walk through Fit Body Boot Camp, it is different. And I think that's what's so unique about it. You know, especially the one that I go to, the Brea, Kara and John Eckerman have a serious, honestly given gift. They are very brilliant at what they do, and they made me believe. And I could tell that their trainers, they're the same. They take that in, whatever that John and Kara have been able to transfer to them. But and I just felt so loved and so believed in. And not that I had not gotten that before in the sense with my family, but it was different, you know, with this is what I call my fitness family now. And I started to believe in myself with this aspect of my life. Because when you contrast what I've been able to do with my professional life, I knew since the age of 11 that I was going to be a physician. And I knew I was going to get to that goal. There was nothing that was going to stop me, because I had a hunger for it. I had a why. And going back to contrasting those, both my professional and what I was able to do with my personal body transformation, that's what's common between both of them. It was not until I was able to establish my why with my fitness and my hunger for it, that's when I took off with my fitness and my transformation. And when I did that with my professional, like at the age of 11, my grandmother died of cancer, my father's mother. And obviously we had a language barrier. My parents didn't speak English. I actually spoke very little. You know, I was learning the language as well. I had become very, very obviously more proficient, obviously, than my parents. But what I saw them go through, that created the hunger in me to be like, oh no, I'm going to be a better physician. I'm going to be a better communicator. I'm going to treat people with kindness, respect, dignity. And that sparked my hunger. That was the seed that created my why in my professional life and my purpose in life, to be honest with you, because I think that is part of my purpose in life. And it was not until I was able to do that with my fitness, that's when I took off. And the first time I was able to do that is when I did the Little Black Dress Project with Kara. And I was part of the first Little Black Dress Project that she ever ran. And it was such a gift. And I'm so grateful to her. And I've told her this time and again. Because when I did that, I was able to examine my why. Like, why do I want to do this? Why is it so important to me? And honestly, it got to be a spiritual thing for me. My why is very personal, and I haven't shared it with anyone. And it's in here. I carry it with me every single day. But that's what drives me every day. And I that day I promised myself, you're going to stop making excuses, just like you did when you decided to become a doctor. I don't care. When I became a doctor, when I decided, I had no resources. I had no one around me that had been a professional. I had no one around me that had graduated from grade school, for heaven's sakes, my parents and whatnot. But they instilled in me the strong work ethic, the commitment, and they have their why. They knew their why when they came to the States. And that's why they've succeeded, because they were hungry. When you don't have hunger for something, you're going to have a lot more difficulties to achieve what you want to do. It's not until you have that hunger, then everything seems to fall into place. And so now I had that hunger in me. I had my why. I was able to articulate it to myself and write it down. And those 6 weeks of the Little Black Dress Project were my transformation. I believed in myself, and therefore I did it. I could. If you think you can, you will. And I mean, the daily motivation that I got from her, and the private Facebook community, the relationships that we were able to build and bond with. Because at the end of the day, we were all women, all going through same struggles, mothers, work. We give so selfishly of us, right? Where we forget that we need to take care of ourselves, and that made me realize that I need to be selfish, because if I'm not sane up here and in here, then I can't be at my best. And I need to be at my best because people around me deserve my best, especially those that mean the most in my life. So my daughters deserve my absolute best every day. And if that means that I take a 30-minute workout once a day, then that's perfectly fine. And that's when I said no excuses. They know, my daughters know now. I mean, they know how much I love to work out. They love coming, whenever I have to take them. I don't like to take them too often because I don't want them to walk into the workout area, but they love it. I mean, they know how to do burpees. They know that the Little Black Dress Project also taught me nutrition. So meal prepping, that's so important. I mean, the workouts are great and they're amazing, but if you don't outside, when you walk, when you leave the boot camp, that's the hard part.
Right. Yeah.
Coming to the workouts are hard. And trust me, when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, what's a burpee? How am I going to do this and that? But now, man, you should see, I mean, I'm rocking these workouts. I mean, I feel on top of the world when I come, and I just leave and I'm just like, bring it on. I mean, what else can I do?
Right.
But the meal prepping and, the learning about what sugar does to your body, the processed food, learning really how to eat as whole, clean, and unprocessed. I mean, I literally remember sitting down and speaking to Kara, and I'm like, I want to know what you do. And she was very honest. She told me exactly what she did, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. I mean, it's not. People ask me all the time, how did you do it? What are you doing? I'm like, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's just, it takes consistency. It takes doing what when I did this when I was going through medical school. I always seeked people that were where I wanted to be and that were doing what I wanted to do. Because why am I going to reinvent the wheel? If they're already doing it, they've gone through it, they have the wisdom to, impose and talk to me about, I'm going to go talk to them. So that's exactly what I used those same skills, and I moved them over to my fitness. And I talked to Kara, I talked to my trainers, and I did what I was told. And guess what? It worked.
And how much have you lost in inches?
Oh my gosh. I told you I stopped counting. But I don't weigh myself honestly anymore, because that's one thing I love about, talk about non-scale victory. The scale is, I don't like the scale, because it's a liar, to be honest with you. Because your body weight fluctuates from day to day, hour to hour. And so, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think I've lost close to 40 pounds.
Congratulations. And you're still going. I'm
still
strong.
going. Yeah, I think I have hit my, my plateau in terms of my weight, which is fine with me. But in terms of inches, I've lost over 100 inches.
Wow, that is amazing.
So no tummy tuck for me, no lipo for me. I mean, I had to buy a brand new wardrobe. My husband's like, man, this challenge is costly. But yeah, it's just, honestly, what I've been able to achieve with Fit Body Bootcamp, I never dreamed of. I thought maybe I was going to lose 10, 15 pounds and I was going to be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Once I started seeing like the results, it was just such positive reinforcements. Like, why wouldn't I continue doing what I was doing? Why wouldn't I meal prep? Why wouldn't I, do this? And I feel so much, talk about more non-scale victories. I mean, the amount of energy that
those are big ones.
I was up to like 7 cups of coffee a day. Honestly, now I don't even drink much coffee. I mean, today I haven't had a single cup of coffee. I love the taste of coffee. So when I drink it, it's for that taste, because I love it.
But not because
I need it. I have so much energy. My confidence just skyrocketed. That translated into opportunities everywhere, at work, at home. The people that I've been able to touch, not only at work, but outside of work, my family started seeing changes in me. So I never pushed anything on them. They slowly started asking. I mean, my sister's lost weight now. She's learned how to, different ways of cooking. And, my brother-in-law's lost weight. Everyone around me has benefited from what I've been able to learn and do. At work, I mean, like I tell you, people ask me all the time, Dr. Rodriguez, what are you doing? And I'm like, and I tell them, and I know of several nurses and physicians that have joined Fit Body Bootcamp.
Nice. I'm sure you're a huge role model for your daughters, also showing them that positive body image, and that is going to be great. I mean, they're young now, and that they have such a great role model as you for their mom. I mean,
they're fantastic. They like I said, when I tell them, okay, mommy's gonna go work out, they're like, okay, have fun, mommy. They're so supportive, and because I think, honestly, even though they don't say it, I think they see that in me.
I'm sure.
I think they see that I'm a more energized mom. I'm a more happy mom, and my husband too. He never tells me, you're working out again. Sometimes he's like, you gotta take care, you make sure you're not injured. I'm like, I honestly, I've been 2.5 years, never been injured.
Nice.
I've never done a double though.
But do you need to do a double?
No. And Kara's always said that to us. She's always said that to us. There is no need for a double. Double meaning, obviously you work out, do 2 sessions. And again, I listen to her, because I don't use the workouts as a punishment for me. Because, I may have overextended myself on the weekend. And that's another thing I want to mention. The thing that I learned with the Little Black Dress Project is balance. So I think part of the keys to my success in terms of sustainability, which was key, and that's what I was looking for in a fitness program, is that Kara and the Little Black Dress Project taught me how to keep that balance with what we call treat meals, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny how those treat meals have evolved with me. At first, they were like, okay, it's my treat meal. So, maybe I am going to have the burger and the fries and the, a beer or whatever, whatever it was,
Yeah.
right? And I don't drink soda anymore. I mean, I don't do any of sugar. Honestly, I don't do much sugar at all. So now my treat meals have evolved to like, oh, I'm gonna have sweet potato fries, or my Halo Top ice cream, which I love, and a glass of wine. I still, it gives me that balance that I still can enjoy what I love, and I can still enjoy social outings, and people have learned how I am and they respect that. And when I go to, my best friend, she's amazing and I love her to death. I have one thing about, being in medical school and everything, I have very few friends because nobody quite understood why I couldn't call them back or why I couldn't, go out with them every weekend. And I have to just say a shout out to Sherry Matsuda because she's been my best friend for 15, 16 years. And we're both professional women. She's now a mom and she gets me, she doesn't, she never made me feel bad because I was, eating carrot sticks with guacamole instead of, in fact, she caters to me. I was just there a few weekends ago because I went to an event up in San Jose and she's like calling me, okay, what do you need? You need kale, you need hemp seeds, you need, what else do you need? Send it over to me. And so I did, and she had everything there ready for me.
That.
And, I was getting home late from this event. She had my little salad ready for me. And I mean, that's the kind of support you need to seek, surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you. And that's the other thing that Kara, she mentions is, who are you hanging out with? Are they bringing you down or are they bringing you up? Are they supporting you or are they draining you? And that's key for every aspect of your life, right? But even more so when you're starting your fitness journey and you're trying to do that transformation, and it's really important who you have supporting you and letting them know. And that's what I did. I also listened to Kara. I mean, she said, let those around you know that, look, this is important to me. I'm about to start this. And you might be noticing that, may not be going out to eat that frequently. I may not be going to the happy hour that frequently, but it's important to me and I'd appreciate all your support, and that was key too.
And at the end of the day, if people don't understand that, do you really need them in your life?
Exactly.
It's not worth it.
And luckily those that love me and support me got it right away. And they've benefited from my transformation.
It's the whole trickle down.
All the trickle effect, yes.
So how do you inspire people to live their healthy lifestyles?
I honestly, when I get asked that question of like, how am I doing it? Or, what are you taking? Or what are you eating? I tell them it's to take things one day at a time. So, and I still, to this day, that's what I do. I take one day at a time, one workout at a time, one meal at a time, one snack at a time. And I'm very honest with them though, too. I tell them, you can't make excuses up because I was full of excuses. I'm tired, I'm getting off work late, I got to be with the girls. It's just excuse after excuse after excuse. And I think we do that. We limit ourselves by making those excuses. And the mind is such a beautiful thing, but it can also limit us if we don't learn how to master the thoughts that are going through your mind. And that's something that I've been really working on ever since I really started with my transformation, is really mastering what your own self-talk is telling you. It can be very self-sabotaging. And so I do tell those people that have approached me and that I'm trying to, inspire in one way or another, is that you have to almost look at those thoughts like a reel going through, like, oh, that's a nice negative thought going by, let's just
let it go. Don't hold on to it.
Just let it go, and if you're feeling tired in the morning, do you think I feel like waking up at 4 a.m. every morning? No, my alarm goes off and I'm tired just like everyone is, but I have that just mentality of just no excuses. So I really try to tell those that I'm talking to, like, you can't make excuses, because once you've made that commitment, it's that much easier for you to just do it, you know? So, yeah, and it's taking it one day at a time and seeking, you know, advice and mentorship from those that you trust and that are having the results.
Right.
And I think that's why people now approach me, because they see that I've had sustained results.
Right. You've been through it. You've sustained it. And
yeah.
I think you and your husband are both a great example.
Yeah.
And role
thank
models
you.
to follow. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we kind of have to wrap it up here.
Sure.
But I want to ask, what does living beyond the scale mean to you?
Yeah, living beyond the scale to me, like I said, we have one in the bathroom in our house. I don't know why we even have it, because my husband and I both don't use it. I mean, we've gone to the point where we just don't use it. But living beyond the scale to me means having that inner freedom to really live your life to the fullest potential. And that's what I've been able to do. And there's more to come. I know it. And I know I feel inside of me that God's just calling me for how he did for medicine. But I feel like I have I want to help people. I want to impact their lives. I want to just, like, you want to take people, talk about living beyond the scale, like what I've been able to do. And just like, gosh, you need to try this, you know, and, you know, just and do it, you know, and so that's what I've been able to do. Like, living beyond that is living to my max potential, you know, and we have one life, we have one body that we've been blessed with, and treating your body as a temple, because it is a temple, and you should cherish it as a temple, because God gave me this body, this spirit, this mind, and it's only mine. And if I don't take care of it, shame on me. And so that's for me what that means to me.
Well, you definitely have such a positive light and energy about you. You've inspired me to, you know, really dig deep and find my why and have that no excuse mentality. So I want to thank you for that.
No, thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story. It's absolutely beautiful. I love that you are giving back to so many people, not only in the medical industry, but also, I mean, just friends, family, and anyone you encounter. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely,
I appreciate it.
absolutely. So for any of our listeners out there that want to visit Fit Body Bootcamp, make sure you go to fitbodybootcamp.com to claim your 3 free sessions and get started today. Did you know that you could have done a full workout in the amount of time it took you to listen to this podcast? Go to fitbodybootcamp.com to claim your 3 free sessions now. And remember to join me next Tuesday so you can see who our special guest is. Until then, remember to live a fit body, fit mind forever.